Welcome to Spelling Bee Ninja. We're thrilled to have you here as we explore the fascinating world of probability and how it influences our everyday lives. Remember to subscribe and join our community dedicated to learning and discovery. Each episode unleashes the power of knowledge to help you navigate the uncertainties of life, enhancing your decision-making skills along the way. Let's dive into an exciting journey where we unravel the mysteries of chance and probability together. Probability is everywhere around us, constantly influencing the decisions we make, whether we realize it or not. At its core, probability is a branch of mathematics that deals with measuring how likely an event is to occur. It gives us a way to understand uncertainty and predict outcomes in situations where we can't be sure what's going to happen. Think of it this way: probability helps us measure the chances of rain tomorrow, the odds of winning a game, or even the likelihood of a favorable diagnosis in medicine. Probability is typically expressed as a number between 0 and 1, where 0 means an event is impossible, and 1 means an event is certain. Imagine checking the weather forecast. If there's a 70% chance of rain, there's a good likelihood you'll need an umbrella. Surprisingly, the study of probability began way back in the 17th century. Mathematicians like Blaise Pascal and Pierre de Fermat were approached by gamblers eager to determine the odds of their games of chance. Since then, probability has blossomed into a vital element of many fields, including medicine, finance, sports, and even weather forecasting. In medicine, when doctors consider treatment options, they use probabilities based on data to estimate the success rates of various methods. This informs their decisions about the best choices for their patients. Similarly, in finance, investors assess the likelihood of various returns to make educated decisions about where to put their money. Understanding these probabilities can significantly reduce risks. Now, let's look at how probability plays a crucial role in predicting weather conditions. Meteorologists analyze vast amounts of historical data, satellite images, and atmospheric models to inform us about what we might expect. For example, if a weather report states there's a 70% chance of rain, this isn't a random guess. It means that in similar weather patterns observed in the past, it rained 70% of the time when those conditions were present. Weather forecasting is a challenging area because the atmosphere is chaotic. Small changes can create vastly different outcomes, making it hard to predict with certainty. Yet, using probabilistic forecasting gives us a better idea of the spectrum of possible outcomes. Did you know that a 50% chance of rain doesn't imply it's going to rain for half the day? It just means there's a 50% probability it will rain at all sometime during the forecast period. Moving on to something fun yet important, let's discuss how probability impacts games. Whether it's card games, board games, sports, or even casinos, probability is a foundational concept that helps players strategize. A poker player, for instance, will calculate the probability of drawing a winning hand, while chess players might weigh the likelihood of different move sequences leading to victory. Even in random games like roulette, players who understand the odds can make more informed decisions. Interestingly, did you know that in 1956, a mathematician named Edward Thorpe developed a card-counting strategy for blackjack using probability theory? His approach allowed him to consistently win at casinos. Now, let's dive into a fundamental aspect of probability known as the law of large numbers. This important principle states that as you increase the number of trials or experiments, the average of the results will get closer to the expected value. Think about tossing a coin. After just 10 flips, you might see an unusually high number of heads, but if you flipped the coin 10,000 times, you'd find that the ratio of heads to tails is much closer to the expected 50-50 split. This law explains why casinos consistently profit over time, which rests on the house edge designed into their games. Insurance companies also rely heavily on this law. While they cannot predict when any individual policyholder might file a claim, they have sufficient data to forecast overall accident rates with high accuracy. Now, let's explore how probability helps in the medical field to enhance patient care and decisions. Doctors use probability to assess health risks by evaluating symptoms, test results, and patient history. Medical test results come with probabilities as well. For example, sensitivity denotes the chance of a positive result if a patient has a disease, while specificity shows the chance of a negative result if they do not. When a doctor mentions that a treatment has a 90% success rate, they are speaking in terms of probability, guiding patients to make informed choices about their healthcare. Understanding these medical probabilities is vital. It helps prevent misinterpretations, such as overestimating what a positive test for a rare disease might imply. One important concept within probability that many find fascinating is known as Bayes' theorem. This theorem allows for more nuanced understanding in medical diagnosis by calculating the probability of a disease based on test results while factoring in how common the disease is in the population. Next, let's discuss a concept that often comes with surprising results: the birthday paradox. This intriguing phenomenon raises the question of how many people need to be in a room for there to be a 50% chance that two of them share a birthday. Many might presume the number is higher, perhaps around 183, half of the 365 days in a year. In reality, it's just 23. This seemingly strange result is due to the combinations of pairs of people who can share a birthday. With a group of 23, there are actually 253 possible pairs, hence making shared birthdays much more probable than most would initially think. This paradox underscores the counterintuitive aspects of probability that so many people struggle to grasp. Moving on to the sports realm, probability plays an increasingly critical role in modern athletics. Coaches rely on probabilities for many strategic decisions, whether to go for a two-point conversion in football, or which plays provide the best chances of success. Advanced statistics and probability models are now just as vital for analyzing player performance and predicting game outcomes. The concept of Moneyball in baseball illustrates this idea beautifully. It utilizes probability to identify undervalued players based on statistical performance likelihood. In basketball, shot selection increasingly relies on probability, with players and coaches recognizing the balance between risk and reward based on calculated odds. Did you know that many NBA teams now utilize complex probability models to enhance their decision-making? Finally, let's touch on conditional probability, a topic that further shapes our understanding of various events. This is the probability of one event occurring given that another event has already happened, expressed as P, A, B. The probability of a given B. Consider the weather again. If storm clouds are approaching, the probability of rain increases significantly, even if a sunny forecast was previously predicted. This reframing can drastically change our decision-making processes. For example, if someone is ill and presents certain symptoms, the conditional probability of a specific disease can become more substantial than the general likelihood of the disease itself. Speaking of which, the Monty Hall problem is a classic example of conditional probability that often confuses participants. In it, game show contestants must decide whether to switch their choice of doors after one door revealing no prize is opened. Conditional probability shows that switching doors actually provides a better chance of winning. Understanding these concepts helps clarify how our decisions should change when presented with new, relevant information. However, we must recognize common misconceptions surrounding probability that can lead people astray. The gambler's fallacy, for instance, is a belief that if something hasn't occurred recently, it's due to happen, like a coin having more likelihood of landing heads after a long streak of tails. This misconception can impact decisions made in gambling contexts, where each event is independent, and probabilities remain consistent. Another prevalent misunderstanding is the tendency to overestimate the chances of rare events, such as airline crashes, which are given more attention in media coverage than they statistically warrant. This skew can lead to irrational fears and poor decision-making. Recognizing these pitfalls is essential for navigating probabilities effectively. Through understanding the nature of chance and risk, we empower ourselves to make more informed choices in various aspects of our lives. Today, we embarked on an enlightening journey through the world of probability, exploring its significance in our daily lives. We discussed how probability helps guide decisions in weather forecasting, medical diagnoses, financial assessments, and even in understanding lottery odds. We learned about the law of large numbers, the intriguing birthday paradox, and the implications of conditional probability. By clarifying common misconceptions, we highlighted the importance of comprehending chance to become better decision makers. With probability as a tool, we can navigate uncertainties more effectively. Thanks for joining us on this enlightening adventure into the world of probability. We hope you gained valuable insights that will empower your decision making in everyday life. Don't forget to subscribe to Spelling Bee Ninja for more exciting lessons and fascinating discussions. Until next time, keep exploring and learning how to embrace the chances that life offers.